Hey.
Yeah.
You heard about TrueNorth.bet?
Yeah. This is a dumb question. You told me.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well. Did you hear that it was built from the ground up to be the credible, dependable, safe gaming experience that Canadians like you, Steve, and like you, Jesse, are looking for?
Yeah, you told me.
TrueNorth.bet focuses exclusively on Canada.
Well, I'm from there. I like that.
And Canadian players.
Well, I play hockey now. I'm pretty good.
TrueNorth.bet also takes pride in having the best customer service on the market. They are professional, they are efficient, and they are built for you. And you and you and me. TrueNorth.bet has an incredible offer. All of us.
Yeah.
TrueNorth.bet has an incredible offer for you. They want to match your first deposit up to $500 in bonus funds.
Oh.
How great is that? All you have to do is visit sdpn.truenorth.bet and register this incredible offer. Again, $500 in bonus funds with your first deposit. sdpn.truenorth.bet.
Say it 5 times fast.
sdpn.truenorth.bet. sdpn.truenorth.bet. This is a terrible
Keep
bit.
going.
No.
Yep. Keep going.
sdpn.truenorth.bet. I'm doing it 3.
All right. 3 is impressive. Well done.
I would have taken the under. But I can't stand looking at this.
Oh, dear. Oh.
According to Pierre LeBrun, the NHL GMs are discussing extending the salary cap into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, you might not think this is a big deal. And I guess for most teams it's not. However, players don't get paid outside of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you have a salary cap in the playoffs? I guess there's been a lot of complaining, a lot of whinging about what's happening with the Tampa Bay Lightning, who yet again have somebody important on their LTIR. Do they not?
Well, they went and traded for Brent Seabrook's contract. So they were one of the teams who traded for a ghost.
And what does that mean, Steven?
It means they're able to spend over the salary cap.
Right, which is how the CBA is structured, is it not?
It sure is.
Right. You know what we needed? We needed a hard cap to make the smaller teams competitive.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But
I guess there's a group of 10 or so GMs, according to Pierre LeBrun, that have talked about it over the past month and are in favor of seeing the salary cap extended to the playoffs in one form or another, or at least having the discussion about it. Obviously, nothing would change this year. Change never comes fast. I'm quoting directly here. If this thing ever gets off the ground, it wouldn't happen until next season at the earliest, and it should be noted the very notion of extending the salary cap into the postseason is a CBA matter that would require the NHLPA to sign off on it. And I can guarantee you this, the NHLPA would never sign off on that.
Of course not. And here's what I have in front of me, in my mind. A board game of Guess Who. And on it, there's 32 GMs, right? But if you don't meet certain criteria, you get flicked down.
Oh, okay. Like the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain GMs, because they're having the GM meetings and they're going to have their old GM talks about the same shit every time. And frankly, even though all 32 teams are equal, there are certain teams that should be bluntly excluded from this conversation. Montreal, just because you're in last. I don't want to hear it. You spent the most money last year. Shut up.
And I think they're spending the most money this year, too, aren't they?
Arizona, half your roster are ghosts. And that's been the case for over half a decade. Shut up. Seattle, you just got here. Shut up. New Jersey, you haven't done anything since Taylor Hall was on your team. Shut up. Haven't even made the playoffs.
They actually bought all last offseason.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. So.
No, but like what I'm saying, if you haven't
done anything.
If you haven't been relevant in the playoff conversation, I don't want your opinion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they shut up. When was the last time the Sens made the playoffs? I know they went to the conference final 2017. Have they made it since?
I don't think so.
Shut up. Philadelphia, shut up. Buffalo, shut up. Chicago, you suck, but when you were relevant, you did this. Shut up. Detroit, shut up. San Jose is maybe the first team looking at the bottom of the standings that gets any say.
Yeah, but they have some big contracts on there, and I'm not...
You're right, Adam, so shut up. Get out of here.
They have some outrageous contracts, and it could have been worse with Tavares at $13 million, which is what they offered him.
The Ducks just tried to trade for Dodonov. Shut up. I would never tell Lou Lamoriello to shut up, so that's maybe the first one with the Islanders. That's maybe the
What's
first
wrong with the GMs having the discussion? Just exploring the idea, because it can't come in effect. Last episode I brought up how the CBA expires in 2026, I believe is the year I said. And this can't be changed until then. So what's wrong with them 5 years ahead of time? Just having a conversation.
I don't like a conversation that has an obvious answer, because that feels like a waste of time.
What's the
Feels
obvious
like a
answer?
What is the obvious answer?
To not friggin' have it. A salary cap that goes into the playoffs. What are we doing?
And I think it goes back to, I think a lot of people disagree with you on that. And it goes back to the idea that hard salary cap therefore equals inherent fairness, which I'm sorry to tell you doesn't exist.
No, it's money laundering.
Sports, like life, are unfair. And bigger teams are going to have advantages. And reality is, if there was a salary cap in the playoffs, then there would have to be LTIR in the playoffs. And if there's LTIR in the playoffs, then teams can overspend the salary cap. The other thing I want to say is we keep penalizing teams for going over, but we do not penalize teams for coming in under. And the whole point of having a salary cap floor, if you're actually pro player, which a lot of people shockingly are not, if you're pro player, you need teams to be spending money. That's why there's a $62 million minimum. Or I think it's 62. I think it's something like a 20 million. Yeah. But there are teams spending below that because they're poorly run. They're poorly run.
And poor.
But poorly run. Poorly run franchises for years and generationally poorly run franchises. Multiple owner poorly run franchises. Not naming anybody in particular. And so if we're going to get upset about that, I would also like to start penalizing shitty teams from shitty organizations that are taking from the pool, taking from the players, and taking from the teams that are actually run well. Because, by the way, you can have a small market team and have it be profitable. You can have a small market team and have it be really well run. That's extremely very possible under the current NHL system. The teams that can't do it are incompetent. And I don't understand why we're so focused on worrying about teams that are spending more when we spend no time talking about teams that are spending less. That's the crime.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. We got a couple of teams in this league on life support. And nobody's like, we should probably fix that.
And other teams that should be excluded from the conversation, anyone who's ever traded a player who's never going to play again, which would exclude the Leafs.
Of course. This whole conversation excludes the Leafs, by the way.
100%. Well, and speaking of playoff relevance, LOL. But they've been in there. But
at least they're there.
Yeah, at least they're there and participate and then promptly leave. But they acquired Nathan Horton. Don't want to hear from you. Tampa Bay. Don't want to hear from you.
Well, the Leafs reacquired David Clarkson's contract, too. Don't forget that. He finished his career as a Leaf.
So they traded him. He did play again. Reacquired him. Never played again. Don't want to hear from you. Brent Seabrook to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Don't want to hear from you. All the teams who acquired Mark Savard's contract, and there were several, don't want to hear from you. The Coyotes with Pronger don't want to hear from you. The Coyotes with Datsuk don't want to hear from you. The Coyotes with Brian Little don't want to hear from you. The Coyotes with, the list is even longer than that, but I can't remember them all, don't want to hear from you. The Jets who traded Brian Little to them don't want to hear from you. The Red Wings who traded Datsuk to the Coyotes don't want to hear from you. Guys, the wrong people are having this conversation.
Can you name a single team who can participate in this conversation?
The whole reason the salary cap is there is NHL GMs are out of their minds and stupid and can't control themselves. Why are they having the debate? Okay, guys, now that we're all here in the same room, should we control ourselves?
Right. Yeah, and the very idea, the hypothesis that general managers care about fairness. They don't give a shit.
No,
they're trying to win.
No, it should be owners having this debate.
If the NHL...
I spilled my coffee.
Bro, if my NHL general manager said, I don't think the league's fair enough, I'd fire him. Like, get out of here. The whole point, if you're not trying to at least... Here's the thing. There's cheating, which, like, the Patriots did when they, like, videotaped the Giants practice, right? When they did that, that's sort of cheating. But the whole thing of the old adage, if you're not cheating, if you're not trying, or so you're not trying if you're not cheating, or whatever it is. What Lou Lamoriello does, and did with the Leafs, and did with the Islanders, and did with New Jersey, that is the kind of competitive I want. Do you think Lou Lamoriello gives a shit about fair?
I don't know what he gives a shit about. I'd be curious. What if he was like really
showing up on time and being shaved? He cares about that.
You think Lou Lamoriello's
nice,
a Warhammer guy?
What do you mean?
Like he just, in his spare time, he just likes to paint those little figures.
No.
Put them in different spots.
I don't think so.
No?
No. I think Lou Lamoriello lives and breathes. There's a garbage. There's
And
actually
that's
a
it?
garbage over there.
Yeah, but I threw it towards you, so I don't care.
Here, throw it. Here's the
Here,
garbage.
where's the garbage? Let me
Right
see.
over Jesse.
No, I want shit. I missed.
Anyway, Steve's trying to clean up his coffee. So I just think, I mean, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Do you think it's funny how?
Jesse,
Mm.
do you think it's funny how?
It's the wrong people having the conversation for sure.
Is it a
'cause
conversation worth
they're-
having?
Yeah, I don't know why you can't talk about it.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, and that's all the report is, because nothing's going to change until the CBA is renegotiated into a long lockout.
Mm-hmm.
But these aren't the people that we should be looking towards for this decision making. And I guess if you look at it from that perspective, I think that's what you're looking at is these are the wrong guys. You should not be making the change because you are the ones doing the damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a pointless conversation because you shouldn't have an input. You shouldn't have a seat at the table to this change in the CBA because you're the general manager who's making these bad decisions.
All of them then. Yeah.
Yeah.
You created this.
This is an owner decision, like you said, Adam, and a player decision. Those are the two parties who should be negotiating this new rule change. So yeah, why are you talking about this, GMs?
It's like whenever I see a news story like the government voted to give themselves a raise. I'm like, feels like they shouldn't be in charge of that.
You're yelling at the TV. That's my money.
Yeah, shouldn't. Feels, I don't know who should be in charge of that, but I'm positive it's not you.
Yeah.
Like what? I've never seen. You know what? They don't want it this time.